So basically, guys, things are about to change big time, and I'm talking worldwide. We're going through a period of transition, and the old forces, yes, forces, because it's not the power of abuse, control, self-servingness at the expense of a lack of integrity and hurting others to just get more of the more addiction, more. That's going to end. So, what that means is that there's going to be no war, and the planet is going to jump into a frequency of full on unconditional love, equal energy exchange, which I like to call correct energy exchange. That while we are in the in between, you got to stay awake. You got to stay put. You cannot be swayed by the old frequencies of lack, poverty consciousness, and anything that tells you that you are not already all that there is. That means that you are God. Your heart is God. It's a part of God. And the beautiful thing about this is that it's not special because everybody is. They just don't remember. So when you remember your God and you embody that, you're giving others the opportunity to realize their God nature. Okay. So let's recap. One, the world is shifting. This is why the wars are going on. This is why some presidents are getting crazy and they shouldn't be in those positions. Um, to you stay awake. You gotta stay awake. You gotta function as a secret agent. You gotta function as your own sovereign being and just choose from the heart. The passion is your guides, your higher self, letting you know that that's where to go. Anything that symbolizes a little bit more excitement, that's all that's good for you. And because lack doesn't exist, everything that you need is going to be provided. The resources, the connections, the inspirations, anything, because the hologram is not real. We live in a prism of love light. And for it not to be a prison and for it to be free, abundant, nourishing, enlightening, you gotta follow your excitement true and true and true. And the hologram is gonna reflect back at you your embodied worthiness because God loves you so much, it wants to give you everything. Yet, if you insist, my friend, that you're not already that you're not already abundant, I am that you're already deserving, the highest frequency is unconditional love. Money is not real, it doesn't exist. All that there is energy exchange. So don't sell your soul for something that you don't love. Love, be excited, be passionate, and then share that, radiate that, and the world will radiate that back to you. So work doesn't really exist. This is the era of you are just worthy because you exist, because you're real. What is it real? Your heart's real. Unconditional love is real. Divine love is real. And that's the highest resource. So when you're in your heart, embodied in your heart and grounded in that truth, the doors to heaven open and you always receive. But are you feeling worthy of receiving? Have you let go of all those timelines and lifetimes of mistakes? And sin is just an error in perception. Those were mistakes. So, as my main teacher, David Hawkins, says, just have a decent regret and keep moving forward. God has already forgiven you. So forgive yourself. And if you know that you're God, like everybody else, that means that if you forgive yourself, you're granting God, yourself, the ability to give you all that you desire. Because the only reason you're here is because you're born out of desire. You're born out of love. You were made with love. Your mother and father made love and you were created. So what created you? Divine love. What created you? God. So I'm going to open a Telegram portal with 10 beings. I haven't done groups in a while because it takes a lot of my energy, yet I feel quite nourished. I feel quite content with my new status quo. So, in this era of philanthropy, and this is the importance of nourishing yourself first, guys, because when you nourish yourself first, then you can give your service at the greatest way, at the greatest value. This is for you to let go of martyrdom, sacrifice. If you sacrifice because you want to save the world and save others, then you're not going to be able to give your greatest service at a wonderful fashion because you would be depleted. So this is the era of balance, of balancing the polarities, giving to yourself first so you can be of better service to others. So that inspired me to create this group of 10 beings, 10 wonderful souls that are going to go in a journey of 21 days with me, okay? 21 days plus 2 weeks of integration. So it's going to be 21 days container plus 2 weeks of integration. And I'm just receiving 10 applications. The price is 10,000 per person. And it's going to be able to take you from where you're at to where you want to be. So the frequencies of the beings that are going to be in the container are going to merge with each other. Every being is going to have the specific code that the other being needs to balance themselves out and for everybody to benefit in an exponential fashion. If you have a trauma, if you have a block, if you want to crystallize the next level of your reality, of your abundance, whatever it is, from the pits of hell to heaven to the in between, I can take you, I can quantum jump you. And it's going to be fun because it's going to be in community. And um, I may change my mind. So I'm going to open a wait list. And if I find at least 5 beings this week that I'm like, this feels exciting, then I'll move forward with it. And when we have the number 10th, I'll close the container. So if you're being in my past groups, you know how fun it is, how it moves so quickly, how shifts happen at an exponential level. And if you already have worked with me in the past and this new correct energy exchanges, because I won't call it high ticket because it's not high ticket. To me, that's really like 10,000 to me is really cheap. So it depends, right? Because as a billionaire exorcist for billionaire clients, that's just like $10. Um, so what we want is correct energy exchange. If I'm gonna give you my frequency to activate that part of your life, you gotta give back because that's gonna tell the hologram that you know your value and you gotta give to receive. Okay, so it's part of the lesson, part of the learning to have these barriers, seeming barriers for you to know that you're already abundant. Because if you say it, but you don't do it, then you're not in congruency and reality won't shift for you. So I'm kind of like, it's a favor, the fact that I create these correct energy exchanges. Okay. So this is the high ticket era, doesn't exist, it disappeared. There's no such thing as high ticket, that's an illusion. Correct energy exchange. So if you're one of those 10 beings, please send me an email. The link is not link, the email is below, nicole@nikiortega.com, and say, I'm ready for you. And then we'll have a conversation. I'll ask you some questions and we'll move from there. Okay? So I'll meet you soon.